Hey Red Rocks families. Today I want to talk to you about your loved one's move to self-sufficiency. While in their active addiction, they will beg, borrow, steal, maybe even harm in order to maintain their current status. In recovery, things are very different. In recovery, many of the options that they've had for survival are taken away, and they must learn a new way to cope and find financial freedom. In this talk, as in most of them, I will be speaking very, very broadly because unfortunately, recovery, sobriety, and self-sufficiency are not a one-size-fits-all plan. I'll be honest with you. There are even moments where recovery and sobriety may not both be achieved at the same time. One of the best ways to learn and grow sometimes involves making a bad choice and learning those lessons the hard way. Recovery is continuing to move forward despite the choices of the past. Each person who attempts recovery has healing ahead of them on multiple levels. And one of the things that I'd like to make sure you understand is that, coming back to a baseline for their brain healing can take 12 to 18 months, with methamphetamines taking the longest to heal from. During this time frame, they're trying to play catch up with more than just their brain. They're trying to learn activities of daily living, coping skills, and maybe work skills. For many of our clients, they may be returning to a level of independence similar to that of a 12-year-old. They may be getting their first job, starting to pay their own bills, or even realizing they don't know how to pay their bills or run a budget. They also are earning privileges back. That could be access to their cell phones, social media, the permission to leave the house alone, carrying their own money. As they earn these privileges, they may begin to find small moments of self-sufficiency. My goal for almost all of our clients is that they will begin paying most of their way at around the 3-month mark. At this point in time, they've been working part-time, hopefully moving towards full-time employment. And at 3 months, my goal is that they'll be paying rent at their own sober living. They should begin saving for a car, maybe saving for an apartment at this time. My goal for your loved one is to be at about 90% self-sufficiency by 1 year. This is a slow process for many, and it reminds me of the saying, if you walk into the woods for 5 hours and turn around, you won't be out in 30 minutes. I would encourage you to speak with me directly regarding your loved one's current level of dependence and how we as a facility and team can help facilitate their growth. As I identify the independence of a 12-year-old, I also want to be clear with you that 12-year-old is never coming back. In their recovery, they'll be finding their own self-sufficiency to run the recovery program and live their own life without needing a loved one's help. As I'm sure you remember, no matter how much money you put on your loved one's TrueLink card, they will be limited to an access of $80 per week without our approval. We do this in an attempt to restrict their spending until they're able to run their own budget and follow through with it. Then they get a job and have access to more finances. Once your loved one realizes they will no longer be able to use you for financial stability, their own motivation for self-sufficiency will be able to increase. There will likely be moments of failure, but it will empower them to take better care of themselves if you are not coming to rescue. One of the more difficult lessons is how to feed the healthy and starve the unhealthy. Do you help them with school? Do you help them pay for an apartment? Do you partner with them in getting a car? Do you help pay for their self-care? Each of these can be healthy or unhealthy depending upon where a person's coming from. One of the reasons I push for peer support groups for the family is that when these issues come up, you can have a second or third set of eyes to help challenge you if you're seeing reality in their desires for the future. We'll attempt to teach your loved one just as I attempt to teach you. Life is better with a tribe to support you. Red Rocks families, thanks for showing up.